All right. Girl who stabbed boyfriend isn't walking free. Okay, here we go. This is a new part of the podcast. Everybody fucking correcting old Bill. All right, girl who stabbed boyfriend isn't walking free. Okay, so this story was about some lady at Oxford who fucking, I don't know what the hell she did. She stabbed her boyfriend in the leg with a bread knife and blah, 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 blah. And the guy was like, well, you have, you have all this fucking, potential and all this type of shit. So this person is writing back saying she isn't going free. What's up? I realize you like to make the excuse that we shouldn't expect you to do any actual research on stories you talk about, and that's fine. Well, then you should leave it at that, sir. But in this particular story, you ranted on Thursday's podcast. I didn't rant. I'm joking around, you fucking overreacting cunts. Do you guys understand what a rant is? Rant to me is short for ranting and raving. So you got to borderline have froth coming out of your fucking mouth. Joking around about a subject for 5 minutes is not a fucking rant, you stupid fuck. God damn it. All right. So even like right there. To me, that's just, I just fucking wigged out for a second there. But he ranted. Okay. On Thursday, you didn't even need to do research to see how wrong you were again. I'm not wrong. I'm being funny, you fuck. That Oxford girl isn't getting off free because she's white. Oh, my God. As the lovely Nia proposed, and not because she's a woman, as the freckin' beliterate Burr suggested. She isn't getting off at all, in fact. It said right in the article you were reading that she was going to be sentenced in September and has been given a restraining order. Yeah, I saw that. And I also read the fucking judge's quote. I looked it up and I read along with your podcast. Her sentencing was only postponed. She isn't getting out of jail time yet. Yeah, but don't you find it fucked up? What, are you going to address the fact that the judge said you're so talented, I don't want to derail your fucking, what you could possibly achieve? You don't think that's weird for him to say that? And you don't think race and gender affects your sentencing? You don't think that? You don't think that that there's all this racism, there's all this sexism and all that, but in the court of law there isn't? There isn't status? There isn't you're at Oxford versus you're just somebody on the street and you stab somebody with a fucking knife? You don't think that any of that comes into play, sir? So anyways, he says, if you ask me, which you didn't, I think this is a good thing. If she is as bright as the people at the school say she is, she can definitely do a lot of good in her career. And sentencing her for a one-off would ruin that. So you're agreeing with this guy. Oh, my God, this is fucking hilarious. You're sitting there saying that I'm not paying. That's basically what it is not that I was misinformed. Okay? It's that you agreed with the judge. He said, that being said, she needs to be held responsible. So what is it? Seeing as if it was only a butter knife, I think mandatory anger management classes is in order at the very least. Thanks and go fuck yourself. Come back to Madison. You were great last time. Go fuck yourself again. Sir, she stabbed somebody with a knife. Let that sink in. She stabbed someone with a fucking knife. But because she goes to Oxford and she could be a doctor, you're out of your fucking mind. You're just like the judge. You're like, oh, look at her. She's a girl. She's doing so well in school. She looks like me. It was just a bread knife. You're doing what they're doing. In a perfect world, sir, stabbing somebody with a knife and the punishment is stabbing somebody with a knife and the punishment, and that's fucking it. Go watch that fucking trap car thing or whatever the fuck they call it, where they park it down in the fucking poor neighborhood and they arrest one black guy after a fucking another. I mean, they're not trying to help anybody. You don't think anybody down there has potential? You're just going to, it's going to fucking do that to them? Why don't they do that in a fucking white neighborhood? Oh my God. I don't know. I just don't see the world the way you do, sir. And you see it the way that judge does. And I also think that you are, like, what you're taking into consideration, which is the fact that she's at Oxford and she could be a doctor. You're completely, and you're now downplaying that she stabbed someone. And yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are. Because you said she should take anger management classes at the very least. Look, you might call me fucking overly liberal, but if you stab someone, you should go to jail, regardless of what your potential is. Do you realize that this woman, if she becomes a surgeon, will have a knife in her hand every fucking day of her goddamn career just about, and it won't be a fucking butter knife? Jesus fucking Christ. And when she goes to cut somebody open and then finds out that they have state insurance rather than private, what the fuck is she going to do then? Just because you go to Oxford doesn't mean you couldn't be a fucking lunatic. You know what I mean? And people in those schools commit murders, and they do commit crimes, but they don't go to jail the way poorer people with more of a tan do. I don't know if you've noticed that. So for us to bring up the fact that she was a woman and that she was white, we were not uninformed. We're actually more than, I actually, I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm more fucking enlightened than you are. Okay? Because I'm not saying that because of who she is, she should get punished more. She should get the punishment. I think once you stab somebody, what the fuck you're doing in the rest of your life is out the goddamn window. And I know you guys are going to say, well, they do that all the time. They fucking take into consideration if people have children and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know they do. But the consideration is a lot smaller by the level of tan you have and whether you have a dick hanging between your legs or not. And that's the fucking truth. Go into a bar. A woman can slap a guy in the face, dump a drink over his fucking head. She's not getting kicked out. She's not. If she's hot, she's a fucking wildebeest, yeah, they'll throw her out in the fucking dumpster. Come on, people. This isn't new information, all right? Stop acting like, good Lord.